Welcome to the Midas Muse podcast. Today we have once again the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Yeo Siang Tiong, General Manager for Southeast Asia at Kaspersky. This is our third and last installment discussion for the Kaspersky Safe Kids campaign. It's great to have you with us once again. How are you today?
Great, and hope everyone is safe and sound. So,
That sounds good. So we were talking about how parents need to get in the know so that they can better protect their kids online. Would you be able to recommend more actions on how to mitigate the damages of internet safety breaches, in particular for children?
sure. So, there are a few things that we can do. Of course, it starts with an awareness. I can't overemphasize this. Awareness on what are the dangers lurking in the cyber world, and awareness of what uh, are the activities that cyber criminals can engage upon. And then having that communication with the kids. Second, it's also important that we drum into our kids to protect their identity online. Never give away their personal information, home address, names, phone numbers, um, even in social media that they share with their friends. Because this information, once they share with their friends, sometimes when they post pictures, they post sensitive information, their friends like it, their friends repost it. These would then be available to a bigger community. And therefore, it is important that they restrict that access, that information from day one. Okay. Thirdly, of course, you need to protect the device, be it the laptop, be it the mobile phone. Protecting is a basic hygiene, and it's not about just protecting it from attacks. It's about protecting you from invariably clicking the wrong link or downloading a wrong file or downloading a malicious file. Okay. um, and to step up the protection, we should have parental control tools to also help enforce certain rules. And that's where the prevention comes in. That's where the monitoring of the activities comes in as well. At the end of the day, this needs to be complemented with our interaction with the kids. So in the earlier podcast, I talked about setting rules with the kids. So depending on the age of the kids, we can have rules on the time they can use on the internet, or we can have rules about what are the allowable websites. Okay, but of course, as the kids gets older, some of these rules you may have to relax. However, how do we enforce those rules? That's where software like our Kaspersky Safe Kids come into play.
How about when the kid uses several devices? How easy is it with Kaspersky Safe Kids to protect all their devices? Is it just one click away, or does it require some additional knowledge?
Well, it's just very simple installation of the software across the various devices, and this can be centrally managed through a dashboard that the parents can control.
Can the dashboard be controlled by both parents, or is it just by one parent? Just a question, because I guess, maybe one parent is more vigilant than the other one.
Well, the point is it can be controlled by the parents. It is really between the parents for them to work out some rules of engagement among themselves as well. Uh, some parents will designate some family they will designate the more IT savvy parent to be in charge. In some family, it depends on who is the more dominant person that is in charge of the kids. The dominant parent will be the one in charge. Well, I will say it's difficult for us to dictate that, and therefore we are giving the flexibility to the family. But please do not get into a quarrel because of this, okay?
Oh, that's so funny. Kaspersky engaged in several webinars across the different countries, and in the webinars, psychologists and educators were used. And in this campaign, the most important thing was the kid was at the center of the campaign and always respected. So, with the kids' buy-in and the kids' approval, this is the best way to make sure that your kids are going to be safe. Can you add a little bit more on this?
Yes, definitely. I'm glad you noticed that we have taken a very more holistic and rounded approach to this. At the end of the day, kids are kids. These days, kids are a lot more independent. They have their own thought process. They have their own thinking. They interact with their peers, and they form their own impression. It is important that we guide them, but if we are seen as more overbearing, it may bounce, right? So it is therefore important that we understand the holistic development of our kids, and also at the same time understand the psychic and the behavior of the kids, so that we can also help them in a more effective way. And so that goes back to what we have always been emphasizing. The bond between the parent and the kids is the bedrock of everything. And build upon that, the communications. Build upon that, the understanding in terms of the rules and the to do's and what not to do's. And build upon that will be the software that will come in to first enforce the rules, second monitoring, and thirdly to be the safety net should they invariably click on the wrong link or download the wrong file or go into some dubious websites that they shouldn't be getting into.
As a last point, would you say that COVID-19 has accelerated the protection of kids online and has made people more aware of the threats that are going on?
Certainly, with COVID-19, everyone is working more from home, studying more from home, and so there's heightened activities online. However, there's also heightened activities by the cyber criminal as well. So everyone is ramping up. I guess it's a matter of technology and expertise like us that will step in to help, and I hope we can in our own ways help to protect everyone.
How easy is it to get Kaspersky Safe Kids? How do you do it, and how much time does it take to install?
It's pretty easy actually. The Kaspersky Safe Kits is available in all the retail stores. It is also available online. It's also available on the major uh, e-commerce websites. So you can actually get hold of it pretty easily. Installation is very simple. An installation and a simple setup, and there are wizards to guide you through this whole setup. So in short, very easily done.
Well, that's great news, Siang Tiong. All parents can now sleep safe and feel that their kids are protected online. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I wish you a wonderful rest of the day and see you soon.
Thanks, Corinne, and thanks for everything. Stay safe, everyone.